What is going on, you guys? I am back today bringing you a brand new video. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I got started into music, so let's get into it. I've actually been wanting to share this story with you guys for quite some time, and I thought that today would be the perfect day because it's raining outside and I don't know what other type of video to make, so that's what's going down right now. And maybe some of you are wondering how you can get into music yourself or how you can start making covers or making your own music. I'm just going to share with you guys how I got into it, and hopefully that helps some of you. So let me start off at the beginning. I started getting into music when I was really young. I would say maybe like, I don't know, 2 years old, maybe even before that. But I didn't get fully into music until I was around 6 or 7 years old. So at a young age, I really loved music and I would always go around singing. But I would say that at a really young age, singing was always my thing. I never really had access to instruments until I was a lot older. So the only thing I really had was my voice. Now growing up, I always listened to a lot of different types of music, from like the Beatles to Spanish music to rap. I always listened to like weird types of music, all different varieties, which I attribute to my style of music and how I write music, to how I play music. Anyway, so I started out with singing, and it wasn't until I was around 6 or 7 years old that I moved on to playing instruments. For Christmas one year I got a drum set, and it was one of those little kid drum sets, but I absolutely loved it and I would bang the hell out of it, and I'm sure my parents and neighbors loved it also, but I just really loved the drums and it was a way for me to express how I felt with music. And I started to learn songs that I would listen to and try and like mimic the beats, and it was just a lot of fun. And it was definitely the starting point of me learning instruments, because once I learned one, I definitely wanted to learn some more. So a couple of years went by and then I was introduced to the school band. Now if you guys ever been in a band within your school, you probably know that there's a wide variety of instruments, from like flutes to drums to clarinets to trumpets. There are like so many instruments you can choose from. There's also the orchestra. So once I had this opportunity to choose an instrument and learn it and be in a band, like I was overwhelmed. I didn't know what instrument to choose. And they actually had an assembly one day where they had each student perform each instrument, so you can kind of get a feel of what the instrument was, how it sounded like. And at the end of that day, I was in 3rd grade and I thought that I wanted to play the saxophone. I thought that I wanted to learn the saxophone. I thought it was like the coolest instrument, so I pursued that. But being honest, I gave it like a week before I quit, but I just couldn't do it. I didn't really like it. It wasn't what I anticipated it to be. At the time, the saxophone was like twice the size of me. It was super heavy and it was just like annoying, and it just wasn't my thing and I wasn't enjoying it, so I quit. I didn't want to quit the band, so I tried to find a new instrument that I can learn. So the next instrument that I picked up was the trumpet. Now the trumpet I stuck with for quite some time. I don't really know how to play it anymore, but I did play the trumpet for I think about a year, and I actually enjoyed it. The reason that I stopped playing the trumpet was because I had found that there was a percussion part in the band, and I'd always loved the drums, and I was like, why didn't anybody tell me about this? So I couldn't play the two of them, so I had to quit the trumpet and I joined the percussion part, and I started playing drums in the band. Now I was super excited for this because I had always loved the drums. I had friends that played drums, and it was just perfect. And I knew that if I joined the band that I would practice more and I would get better at the drums, and I was just super ecstatic and I couldn't wait to perform in the bands, and it was just great. So that's basically how I learned the drums and how I stuck with the drums. So yeah, the drums were the first instrument that I learned, and I played drums all the way until high school, and it was a lot of fun. We did a lot of concerts and we did like parades, and it was just great. I loved it. I made a lot of cool friends through band, and it was just a great experience. Now throughout this time I wanted to learn more instruments, and I also wanted to get better at singing. So in elementary school I did join the chorus, but it was kind of a joke. Like I really didn't care. I just wanted to do something, so I did that, and I kind of got tired of it at one point and I just quit. But I stuck with the instruments. So the next instrument that I wanted to learn was the piano. I remember how much I wanted a piano, and then one year my dad actually got me one, and I was so happy. And it was huge, and it was one of those like electric pianos that like you plug in, but it was like huge, and I remember how happy I was. Like I finally got the piano, I could finally learn it, I could play the songs I wanted to. The piano itself came with tutorials built into it, so it would come with little red buttons and you would follow the red buttons and you would learn the song. So I did that for a while and I learned a few songs, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted, and I wanted to get better and I needed some help. So I asked if I could have some piano lessons, so I started going to lessons. I had an amazing teacher and she really helped push me to my full potential, and I can never thank her enough for that. So I started playing piano. I started learning songs from the Beatles, and then I went to pop songs, and it was just so much fun. Like I actually genuinely enjoyed it, and I would do it all the time even if I wasn't told to practice. Like I never wanted to practice the stuff in the book that I was supposed to. I wanted to just play like the popular songs so I could sing along, but I really enjoyed playing the piano, and it was never like a task to me. I just loved it. I would do it all the time. So I really picked up singing once I learned piano, and because then I would learn the chords and then I would start singing the song, and that's how I got into the whole covers type of thing. So after I started to learn a few songs and put it together, I would play it for people, and a lot of people liked it, and it made me feel good, and I wanted to do more of it, and I wanted to share it with everyone. And that's where YouTube came into play, because I wanted to share it with as many people as I could. I figured if everyone's enjoying it, all the people around me, why can't I share it with more people so more people could enjoy it? And that's what I started to do. Now, when I was about 12 years old, I started YouTube, and I started to learn the guitar. At this time, I was still taking piano lessons, which cost a lot of money, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to take guitar lessons also at the same time, so I started to teach myself guitar. There was a guitar lying around in my house, and I picked it up, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go online, and I'm gonna find some tutorials, and I'm gonna learn how to play this thing. And it took me a really long time. And once I started to play more and more and more, I started to get better at it. Obviously I wasn't that good, but I started to get better at it. And basically I decided to switch my piano lessons for guitar lessons, and I wanted to focus more on playing guitar. So some time passed by, and I had become really good at playing piano and guitar. Obviously I still had a lot to learn because I'd only been playing for a little bit of time, but I had successfully learned to play a lot of songs, and I was super happy about that. So I decided to start posting them online, and I made a YouTube channel, and it was a lot of fun. Looking back now, I wasn't really that good, but I was still doing it anyway, and a lot of people liked it, and I grew a lot of fans and a lot of supporters. And it was just amazing. It was an amazing time, and it kind of brought me to where I am today. So yeah, that's basically the moral of the story and how I got started playing instruments and how singing came into play. But I'm gonna make a separate video on how I got started into YouTube, so make sure you drop a like if you want to see that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!
Hold me close till I get up.